Hello again. So we're going to talk about volume 3, right? Of Jujutsu
Yeah.
Kaisen. Yes. So I will start asking you, in this volume, what is your favorite character?
Oh, Nanami, the one we got introduced
Ah,
to. He's
yes,
my
mine
favorite.
too.
Yeah.
Yes, because of course he's very funny and has great
Yeah.
lines, yes. And I
Yeah.
like that he doesn't like anything pretty much, right?
Me
He's
too.
like
He's very relatable.
yeah, he's just like bored as fuck, right, with everything.
Yeah. I
He
think
like
he's a really funny contrast with Gojo.
I agree, I agree. I like pretty much every line, yes.
Yeah.
And I like the I don't know. I like also his story, right? That he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't want to work in an office, right? Because it's too mundane. Yes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he also doesn't agree with the procedures and everything at Jujutsu, right? So he's not very
Yeah.
excited about anything, pretty much. And I
Yeah. He
relate with
just.
this.
Yeah. Me too. He just wants money and then
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yes, yes. So this is very relatable. So, and also this idea that he maybe, of course, this feeling that we have that we didn't find our place in the world yet, but at the same time,
hmm
maybe there's not a place. Yes, for us, I don't know. Maybe it's just because we don't
Yeah.
like anything. I don't know, right? But this
I,
idea.
I yeah, I just think that he thinks the way that the world works is fucked up and it creates our
Yeah.
own misery. And because of that, misery from normal people who aren't sorcerers creates curses. And so he just thinks that the problem is the system, I think.
Yes, yes, and of course we agree this, right? So, of course,
Yeah,
is also my favorite character in this, of course, in this volume.
yes.
But of course, I also like, yes, Mahito is Mahito, and his
Yeah.
philosophical conversations, right, about love and hate and
Yeah.
indifference and all of that. Like I enjoy to read this too, to
Yeah,
see
me too.
his.
I think Mahito says that he comes from uh, a collective unconscious fear,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I
So
thought that was interesting.
yeah, yes, and he's like, I actually don't know how to explain this very well the way he does, but like he justifies kind of hurting people and using this curse and doing what he does, right? By saying that
Mhm.
people don't have a heart, right? Something like this, only
Yeah,
soul, right? And then we can actually like giving space to the feelings that we have. So if, for example, you hate someone, you can act on it. And if you want to
yes,
do something negative, you can actually act on it, right? And not just stay positive. So
yeah,
this is an interesting idea, right?
yeah. I also like his kind of patchwork character design. It's
Ah,
like he's a pastiche, right?
yeah. No, yes, it makes sense. I haven't think about that. I saw, of course, but I
hmm
like it makes sense. It makes sense with all of this, right?
Yes,
But
I think
yes.
that he mentions that his powers he can manipulate souls, right?
Yes, yes. And I think everything in these stories are metaphorical, right? So, for example, I
Yeah,
manipulate souls. Of course, literal, because he can. But at the same
yeah.
time, if you think about it, yeah. So this is
hmm
very interesting.
Yeah, it's very Buddhist as well because he says that the soul and the body are the same thing.
Yes, and then the soul comes from first in a way, something like that. And
Yes,
then we have a body built for the soul.
around it. Yeah,
Yes, around it. And when he asked this is the answer I gave because he asked, well, what do you think? So this is very, I don't know. I think it's a nice idea. I like this. this
Yeah,
idea.
I really liked this kind of focus on a kind of case of the week
Ah, yeah.
kind of structure to this one in particular. It reminded me of old TV shows from the 90s and early 2000s,
Oh,
where
yeah. No, it's true.
like CSI and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I know, I know. I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
I really
Um,
like this because I don't know. It gave a kind of atmosphere that I
yes,
enjoyed. It was a bit more horror infused.
I agree. I agree. And then all this kind of tension or kind of pursue, I don't know, something like that,
Yeah,
right? And then they are like trying
Ye-
to,
yeah. The focus of this volume was really Nanami and Mahito. Those
yeah.
were the characters that we got introduced to.
Yeah, and I think is I liked a lot. I think each volume is better than the other one. I don't know if it's just a feeling because I'm reading now, but
Yeah,
I
me
feel
too.
I feel
Me
that.
too. I
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that this whole Mahito Nanami Yuji plot
Hmm.
line was more interesting than what was happening at this school with Maximo
Yeah,
and
I
all that
agree. I agree. Was
stuff.
much more interesting. And I also like this power, like when they show this power, right, from Nanamis, like how it works,
Yeah.
that he
Yeah, this one
divides.
I understand. This one I
Yes,
understand.
this one. I think it's. I don't know if I understand, but I think the idea is like pretty much divide to conquer, right? So you have
Yes.
to weaken, yes, someone
Mm-hmm.
to and my favorite line, because I remember now, right, is my favorite scene, yes, is when Anami says, oh, I started work today at 10, so I'm clocking out by 6, no matter what. And then
Yeah.
in this moment, I was like, oh, this is very funny because how many times, right, I have taught uh, that, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I need to go home. But then it's even funnier because we see after that that is kind of a metaphor because later Mahito understands how Nanami's powers works, right? And then his
Yeah.
energy is actually increasing over time, right? He's
Yeah.
restricting himself. So
Yeah,
this
he
is
got pissed off that he has to work overtime.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is very I think this is funny in an intelligent way, right? I
Me
love
too.
this.
I think right now where I am at in my life, I was a teacher, hated it. So I relate to Nanami a lot. People
Yeah.
trying to make you work hours that are outside your contract without paying you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know it's exactly that. Like I will be out of here exactly, right? Like by
Hmm.
6 p.m. exactly, or something like that. This is the feeling, right? So
Yes,
I I relate a lot. So this was my favorite scene, like
me
from
too.
and
You know what
yeah.
I thought was funny as well? They are those little. They're not part of the story, but they are those little kind of extra bits,
Ah,
commentaries that the author
yes,
puts in.
yes.
One of the
So
things that
took
I
note
thought
of that.
was Yeah, one of the things that I thought was funny
Mm-hmm.
is that he put a little note about the characters' language, smack talking
Ah,
each
yeah.
other and stuff like that. And he says, "Oh, you shouldn't do that, whatever." But one of these characters is a teenager in high school with a literal gun.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
it's
thought
true.
that it was, I don't know, really funny that like insulting people is more problematic than a
Having a
child
good.
with a gun.
No, it's true. Yeah. But I think the way that he's kind of ironic all the time, the author, right?
Hmm.
Is I like a lot. Yes, these comments and this self-reference, right? Is
Yeah.
like he fixes mistakes, he talks about the work, makes joke, makes fun,
Hmm.
yes, of
Yeah.
himself.
He shits on his first editor.
Yes, yeah. And then like that part that he says, "Oh, I will explain the characters with using songs, right?
Yeah,
Because the editor doesn't consider necessary to have character introductions, so we just
yeah,
have
yeah.
songs."
He said specifically his first editor, meaning the guy who edited Volume Zero. So now
Ah,
I
okay.
know who to blame for that fucking shit. Anyway,
Ah, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense because it's different. It makes sense because it is different from the other volumes. I agree, like the style and
yeah,
everything. So
yeah. This one's a
yes,
lot more fleshed out. It's a lot
yeah,
better. It's a lot more interesting. There's time to live in the world,
yeah,
understand what's happening. Yeah, it's a lot
yes,
better.
I agree. And of course, like you said, live in the world and bring topics. So, for example, from the word, for example, bullying, that is a topic. Yes,
Yeah.
that happens in this volume, and then in the end, it ends. What do you think about the end? Like the last scene? What's your opinion about
Um.
this?
Well, they were trying to get Junpei is his name, the emo child,
Yeah, yeah,
on their side. They were trying to trap Yuji so they
yeah,
could kind of force Yuji to make a bargain with
yeah,
Sukuna that was beneficial to Sukuna because
yes.
they want Sukuna on their side. That's what I understood. I thought it was pretty brutal, killing his mother and
Yeah, yeah, this is
Mahito manipulating him.
yeah, this is so this I think it shows, for example, how because he's like emo, like you said, and jumpy, right? And he
Yeah.
suffers like bullying or something like that, and he doesn't like very much school. And in the end, and they talk about hate, and you should hate people, and you should kill people that you don't
Mhm.
like, and he reflects on this. And in the end,
Yeah.
when his mother dies, he just
Yeah. I
decide
thought it
to
was
decide to
yeah, it was so fucked up that Mahito was the one trying to comfort Junpei
yeah
after his mother's death with a finger,
yeah
right? And then he's
yeah
like, "Oh, do you know who could have wanted to do this?" And then he thinks it's his bully and stuff,
yeah
but it's definitely Mahito and his gang that did this.
yeah. So I thought this because I remember this because you said because it's much more in reality, right? So I remember this like
Mhm.
how the consequences of bullying and the consequences of all of this, right, could be
Yeah, there
really
was
fucked up.
uh there was an interesting scene with Junpei's teacher who kind of turned a blind eye to the bullying.
Yes, yes. No, it's true. So this pretty much shows how all of this could end. Yes, and could end very badly if, for example, people encounter a mojito right
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
path. So I agree. This is very complex. This is a very
Yes.
complex theme to.
Yeah,
And
but it's a recurring one because Utah was also bullied.
yes,
Remember?
I agree. I agree. It's there, right?
Yeah.
And in every volume.
Yep.
Okay, and then I just to one last opinion is you are talking about like the references, the self references, and I also like this and there's always an end after the end, right? A
Hmm.
plus, and the author tells the story of how he's social awkward, right, and don't know how to
Yeah.
interact with other authors, and then in the end he can't hang out with them because he has to work. So this, I think, is also something that reflects on the character, right, on the
Yeah.
nubbies, and then this is very
Yeah.
funny. I don't know.
I think that I don't. I think the author is around our age because the
Oh
humor
yeah,
is very much similar to
it
our
is.
vibe. thing.
And I think his humor, I don't know, this is of course a personal opinion, but I think his humor is similar to yours, like this thing
Mm,
of being I don't know, criticize ourselves or
yeah.
self-aware, very self-aware. But this is funny in a way that makes sense because we all can identify, yes, with this. We all
Yes.
can relate with this too. So I like that he's our age. Okay, do you have something else to add about this volume? Some spoilers about the
Um,
other stuff?
no spoilers.
Spoilers.
Although, if you want to avoid spoilers, do not go on TikTok.
Okay, I will
Do not
try
go
not
there.
to.
You're gonna get spoiled for the anime, which is huge again,
Yeah.
and the manga
Mm.
as well.
Okay,
So
okay.
don't do it, girl.
I'll try to stay away. I
Yeah.
search stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm being careful, right? But okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it would ruin your experience because it's kind of easy to see what's gonna come. It's a very
Yeah. I
archetypal kind of
imagine. I don't know if I
story.
right, but of course we imagine what.
Yeah, it's everything is pretty well set up,
Yes.
and the story kind of demands certain things to happen to certain characters, so you can see it happening. But I mean, try to avoid it.
Okay. I will. Okay. So something else you want to add, or can we rate the?
No, I love this. So far, this is my favorite volume.
Yes,
5
mine
out of
too.
5.
I
Love it.
think we agree a lot, yes, because I also
Yeah,
like the our favorite character is the same, and I also like this volume the most until now, of
yeah.
course.
It's probably the case because we are the same age as like Gojo and Melonin.
Yeah, could be. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's it. Yes, and thank you, and bye.
Bye bye.